Hi again, everyone. I just finished this book, Wild Orchid by Dokey, and I very thoroughly enjoyed this book, and I'm gonna keep it. I did not very much enjoy the romance of it, where Mulan and Prince Jian. I pronounced a name called Huajin, so I'm pronouncing the prince's name as Jian, or Jinan. I'm pronouncing it Jian. I've been pronouncing it that way. And I wasn't huge on that relationship. It felt very fast because literally it was like a day, a full day of them with each other, and just, yeah. And it is a fairy tale, so like it's understandable. It's like, oh, love at first sight, and like the whole like, yes, it's a fairy tale. It's a ballad of Mulan, and as far as I know, where's the beginning? Here, that is when mothers like to take their daughters on their knees and sing to them the ballad of Mulan, the girl of the story who saved all of China. So I don't know if the ballad of Mulan is 100% true, but I think the ballad and the parents singing to their children is true. So maybe Mulan is actually real. I don't know 100% because I haven't. Yeah, but I thoroughly enjoyed this book. I was where. Was I halfway? Okay, I had you just start the second half of this book when Mulan leaves her family home following, the Disney movie, basically. Is when she leaves home. Let me just get there. So yeah, this. So yeah, I literally this first half here is all about her time at home before leaving for that, and like this all within like okay, we got the first day when she arrives there. She hasn't even met the prince, and then the next day is that. So it's like roughly 3 days, and like one full day isn't like, oh my god, I'm in love with the prince, and the prince is in love with me. But we don't know that. So yeah. Other than like the whole love thing going on between Mulan and Prince, Jian, I love this. I thoroughly love this. I love the way she described everything, and with Mulan and her father, I love this father-daughter dynamic. It's another one of them, Mulan basically kills her mother in childbirth, and she they don't have the best relationship, but it gradually gets better, and I really like that. That is like this. It's like the best father-daughter relationship I have read, and the best example I can give of a father-daughter relationship was Before Midnight, which was the previous book I read about Cinderella and with her father. That was a shit relationship. Okay, it was crap. This one didn't start out that well, but then it gradually gets better, and I like the progression of it. The progression of the beginning of story to the half of the story, which is where she's at home pretty much. I love it. It's great. And then I liked when she got to, where the whole battle in the snow. If you've watched the movie, which I'm pretty sure you should have, you will know that there's this big battle in the snow with the Huns and such. The progression of that part of like where they go sort of train and, you know, have that fight in the snow. It's great. I really like that, but the ending felt a little flat. That's all. Which was like the last chapter and a half. The last chapter and a half was like, felt a little flat. But, you know, there's still a bunch of the book that was great and I loved. So, about Mulan. Mulan's character, she was a very interesting character. She's not the same sort of character that you watch in the cartoon, but it's an interesting take on this character that I enjoyed. She was none of these characters were my absolute favorite, but I did thoroughly enjoy it. It was very good, as I keep saying. It was thoroughly enjoyable, and that's really all I have to say. I definitely am keeping this. It was really great, and I think there was a point, like this halfway point of like Cameron's books here, where it's like this first half section was like, it's not the greatest, and you wrote a bunch of books that was like, you're really annoying. But then like the rest of this half of like these books that, like the last two books that I read, this one and Before Midnight, fantastic. And I think it was like, Golden was like that middle point, was like, it was good, the stuff was getting better, and then Before Midnight and Wild Orchid, those two were, the writing was great. I didn't have any frustrations. I did have to like reread certain things over again, but it was like, you know, it's far less than what I had read at the beginning of her books that she wrote. Just quite, and I'm happy for that, because now the books are a lot more enjoyable and I don't get frustrated with her, and I'm like, I want to throw this book at the wall because it's just it's all the story and the plot line is not the bad thing. It's the way she wrote the first person perspective, and it's like, you seem so presumptuous and like all knowing and like annoyingly all knowing, because yes, it is first person and they're basically retelling, you know, the fairy tale, so it's like they do have to be all knowing and all knowing of their story they're reading, telling you, but it's all like presumptuous and sometimes feels like, oh my god, I hate you, you were like, you were such a know-it-all in a bad way, sort of thing. So yes, I enjoyed that book. It was good. The story flowed really great. I really did not want to put it down. And yeah, so she did get better. And now I have her last Once Upon a Time tale. And this is The World Above. Here are some other covers. I read this cover of this story, Winter's Child. Did not like it, and I will have that book review down below, as always. I have this cover. I wish I had the original, because the original cover is beautiful, but if you can see this dress here that she's wearing, it is a lot more identical to the one she actually wears in the dress, I find, because the other one, as you hopefully saw, had a lot of jewels on it, whereas the one in the story doesn't have many jewels, but it has, it's this white gown-like stuff and a lot of like flowers done, which is what's going on there. You know, if you just look back at my previous Before Midnight book, then you will see the flowers a lot better. And they're just like, it's sewn fabric, like this gold fabric, and I think, no, threading, sorry. And there might be some like additional like gold fabric patches that are sewn as like big flower petals and such. So yes, and yeah, and I have Belle, I told you that, but not this edition. This is what the new cover, what it does look like. I don't have that. It was available to buy, but I didn't want that. So this, okay, I need to get my thing out because even though on the back it says a retelling of Jack the Beanstalk, that's actually not fully true. Or it is a retelling of Jack the Beanstalk and Robin Hood, but who knows? Because there is another one that is a double retelling. It's Spirited, I can't remember the author's name, but it's Last of the Mohicans and Beauty and the Beast, so it's a retelling of those two together. So, yes. Oh, and I need to mark that up. But yes, Jack the Beanstalk is true, but it should also say Robin Hood. But we'll find out. We'll find out. Now I need to read the back. Jen and her twin brother Jack were raised with their mother's tales of the life in the world above. Jen is skeptical, but adventurous Jack believes the stories and trades the family cow for magical beans. Their mother rejoices, knowing that they can finally return to their royal home. Well, ain't that interesting? When Jack plants the beans and climbs the enchanted stalk, he is captured by the tyrant who now rules the land. Jen sets off to rescue her brother, but danger awaits her in the world above. For finding Jack may mean losing her heart. Well, that's interesting. I'm sorry I never really believed, I said. Not the way Jack did. It doesn't make any difference, my mother replied. Her eyes focused on the beanstalk for a moment, then returned to mine. You believe now. Be safe and smart up there, my Jen. Be yourself. Before I could answer, my mother turned away and walked quickly towards the house. I turned to face the beanstalk. There's no going back now, I thought. For better or worse, there was only going forward. There was only going up. Seizing the trunk of the beanstalk with both hands, I pushed off from the world below and began to climb. Alright, so it basically will be a retelling of Jack the Beanstalk, but, you know, sort of the feminine way. But supposedly there is supposed to be, you know, Robin Hood mixed in there. So we shall see if that part is. If I don't get any Robin Hood-esque part of it, then fine, whatever, that's fine. At least it'll be true if it's Jack the Beanstalk, and I'll let you know if it's not. Okay, why is Wild Orchid here? Wild Orchid is not supposed to be in that order. You're wrong, because I'm getting a you know, preview of it. Oh, whatever. Alright, so I got an epilogue. I got at least 24 chapters because I'm including that epilogue. Oh, prologue. I got 25 chapters. Wow, because we've got an epilogue and a prologue. Okay. Keek. That's a weird name. Keek. Who's Keek? And why do they have such a weird name of Keek? But anyway, this is my last Once Upon a Time book by Cameron Dokey. Then the next one is the one they keep advertising in all of her like about thing about the author, is How Not to Spend Your Senior Year. And that will be my absolute last one. But this is my last Once Upon a Time by Cameron Dokey. I have no more Cameron Dokey books, so the next time I have another Once Upon a Time is by an author by the name of Holder. Yeah. Anyway, I hope you liked my book review. You can hit that like button down there if you did, and in the comments below if you have read that book, and how you liked it. Just don't give obvious spoilers of such. I hope I didn't give major spoilers, but you know, I didn't really like the love, like the the obvious romance of the book of like Mulan and the prince, how that goes about and such. You know, you can tell me your opinions of how you thought about the romance of that. And like, if you liked the situation between Mulan and her father, I certainly liked that. That was my favorite. And like the whole family dynamic going on there. You can leave in the comments below. And if this is the first time you're watching my video, please hit that big red subscribe button down there by my picture for more book reviews, hauls, unboxing, unbagging, because something's come in a bubble wrap manila envelope or a plastic bag wrapped thingy, vlogmas, random vlogs, and random videos I have no idea what to categorize. Alright, so I'm going to deal with this stuff on my bed from my haul video. I'm going to start watching the last and final season of the new rendition of the Beauty and the Beast TV series. And once I'm done the stuff on my bed, I'm going to start reading this. Because I've been flying through my books, literally. And it would be a lovely thing to get more books done. Because I have 700 plus books. So yeah, I hope you liked this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye everyone.